Hello to all my friends out there. I hope everyone is doing okay. Okay, this video is Welsh cakes, parentheses, scones. So I have been eating fry bread, and I thought, wait a minute, there's better fry breads in the world, like scones. These are fried like crumpets. So they're very easy to make. So what I did is I mixed all the dry ingredients in a bowl. This is half a batch. And my soda bread was very delicious because it had a lot of butter, and so does this. You still have to fry it, so it's not the cheapest. So I have very, very cold butter, and I'm going to cut it in small pieces, and then I'm going to blend it with my pastry cutter. And if you keep your eye out at a thrift store and get a sharp pastry cutter, because I've never been able to find good ones, you're going to use it every time you turn around. So let me show you. See how these are like kind of like sharp? So just cut the butter into the, I even put the, I put cranberries in here. If my cranberries get a little mashed, that's okay. No splitting hairs. And then all you need is water, and it calls for milk, but I just put powdered milk in the mix because I knew I was going to add 1 whole egg, and the whole batch comes for 1 egg. So that will, the powdered milk will give me a little bit more liquid. So just all you need besides the dry ingredients is butter or margarine or shortening or lard, whatever you have. Oh, this is strange. My wick fell over. Oh. I bought these candles for Christmas, and then I found some that I like so much better, so I'm just burning these up. I'm still on the search for Christmas stuff, but this coming month, July, I will be spending very, very little money for the entire month. In fact, I tried to pretty much stockpile for the whole entire month. So this is supposed to be like small crumbs, you know. You could use raisins, or you can use your own dehydrated fruit. I'm sure that's what they did back in the day. All right. This is good enough. So here's what we have. So it calls for, I'm using half, so it'll be 1/4 cup water and 1 egg. And if I need a little bit more water, so I'm using the whole egg because I added the powdered sugar. So this is, I bought this little cookbook. I saw a 1910 cookbook for $3.99. I thought I should buy that. I might buy that. I mean, for $1910, that's an antique. The person's selling it very cheap. No telling what kind of recipes are in there. No lumps. No lumps in the hair color. All right, so I usually just make a well and pour it in the middle. So, and then I'm just going to like wet the dough. I have had a lot of, I could have used my dry, dehydrated tomatoes and Parmesan cheese, but I really kind of wanted to follow the recipe the first time. So the instructions say to roll it. So, okay, the dough is kind of wet, but that is okay. I will simply add flour, and I will knead it around until I get a dough. Oh, I had water. I had egg whites on here. Okay. So this is exciting because this will taste good with my tea tonight. Okay, that would have been better if it was dry. And this jar holds about 4 cups. So, you know, when you're making half batches of everything, that is going to, you know, the entire flour for this was 1 cup. So, you know, things are expensive, but if you make them at home and you stockpile, it's not too expensive. All right, now here is the oil. All right. I have a feeling these are going to be much better than fry breads. Each batch mixes up a little bit different. Just add flour until you get there. So it says roll them out to about a half a inch. I try to keep my hot little hands out of things like this. All right, it's still a little soft, so just add a little flour where needed. Okay, and then I have a mason jar lid to cut them out. Scones are expensive if you buy them, but there's no need to buy them. You can make them easily. It looks like it's going to make 4. So let me get all these here. All of the dough, no wasting. Let me taste the dough. The dough tastes good. That's always a good sign. All right. So if you make a whole batch, it's going to make 8. I'll be right back. Let me rinse the dough off my hand. So these will be kind of like pancakes. Okay, let me show you what I've got here. So, Welsh cake scones. Here's what we've got. Here's the 4 scones. They might turn out better after making them a few times. We have to wait. These, I'm pretty sure, you know, I have made some pretty good. All right, let me put a little piece of dough in here and see if it's ready. All right. It's not going to come out good if it's not hot enough. So so everything to make this is in the stockpile. 1/2 cup sugar, 1/2 cup shortening or margarine, 2 cups flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, and then 1/3 cup raisins. So I mixed all the dry ingredients and I cut the butter in. Then I added 1 egg and 1/2 cup milk, but I used water. That may have been why my dough was so soft. I used water and 1/4 cup powdered milk. Okay, the dough, okay, this one's looking good. So see how my little test scone is looking good? So this dough is really soft, but that is okay. Fry up good. All right, that's easy. Now let me give you the recipe. So after a while, when you start getting a stockpile and you find a new recipe, you go, awesome. You know, last week, I think it was last week, I dehydrated raisins. Or if you buy packages, the large of dry fruit, or you dry your own, add any kind of fruit, any kind of nuts, add tomatoes, dehydrated tomatoes, and Parmesan cheese. All right. Let me test the mini. Howie. That was so good. You don't need butter because there's a lot of butter in them. So okay, so we have the Welsh cakes. These are so much tastier than Indian fry bread. Indian fry bread is not significantly cheaper. So we have bread / scones, cheese, canned fish. I have that 4 times a week. And then I have eggs 3 times a week because I have a small meal and then a big meal. So I was, you know, trying to eat a carnivore meal, and I thought, you know, these eggs are not nourishing enough. There's not enough nutrition. So I Googled, are sardines or eggs more nutritious? So of course, you know, sardines are more nutritious. So I eat sardines, and now the bodybuilders are coming out with eating sardines, and that's because they're a complete amino acid, and you need some nuts. Nuts would be good in those, but I wanted to follow the recipe. So think about this: Julius Caesar, bread, cheese, canned fish, figs, or dehydrated fruit. So you notice I dehydrated all my fruit. I'll get to that. And then 5 and 6 is rice and beans. So if you have fish, rice, and beans, that's good. You can make a rice bowl. I've seen sardine omelets from the bodybuilders. I thought, no, I prefer a lot of lemon and salt and pepper on them myself. So you have to make sure they're done. Okay, let's get the tea ready. And let's think about the small meal today. So I'm using up my little coffee creamers in my tea. You know, what I discovered is, like, when you really want to cheat on your diet, if you drink some good tea and some coffee creamer, it knocks the craving out. So the thing about the bread, the cheese, you can stockpile and store cheese in the freezer. The fish and the dehydrated fruit is you can dehydrate the fruit easily, and the rice and beans. And so today I had 2 apples, so I made applesauce. And I wanted to make the applesauce so that I could make apple bread. So I did dehydrate some, but I just boiled it in water. You know, I just covered them, and I added about 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then I just boiled them down. Nope, they're not ready. I assume, I promise you, these are going to taste good. But I'm sure they're going to come out even better the more times I make them. If you put a knife in and it doesn't come out clean, they're not ready. Usually you can tell. Okay, so I made applesauce. And then for my regular meal, which is usually a carnivore meal, I have a hamburger patty, I buy the good ones, and 3 chicken legs. Because if I don't eat a lot of protein, then really bad things happen, like cookies, like, okay, that one's done, like bad things. So if you don't have to make them this big, I just thought, why not? I bet you these are going to be good left over too. All right, let me move this out of the way. So I have my tea and my scones, which is awesome. And then I made the applesauce, so I'll make applesauce bread after I eat the scones up. I don't like a lot of food hanging around because it gets wasted. And then you can put jam, and you can put butter, but they don't really need it, or you can put honey. So let's see if I can. I'm going to taste one, but I don't want to burn my mouth off. Let me see. Yummy. It's too hot. I'll taste it in a minute. Okay, I can tell you for sure it's 100% success. Okay, so we have the garden, and the garden, even if you have a small one, now my garden is starting to, the stuff is starting to ripen. So I have a bell pepper, and I could have left it, but something is eating my bell peppers. I think this is a turnip. And I have a few green beans and some tomatoes. So that is what I harvested out of my garden. And so, okay, I have the chicken and I have the stuffed pepper, which you saw me make. And then soon I will make cottage cheese, 3 cups milk, heat until it bubbles, remove from heat, and add 3 tablespoons of vinegar or lemon juice and let it coagulate, and then use your whey in bread making. So you can use your whey in this. You don't need, so what you're endeavoring to do is get it halfway done before you flip it. Like a big fat pancake. Yum. Hot. This stuff is cheaper than olive oil, and it's good enough for things like this. I probably could have used less oil. So then you have your cottage cheese, you have your whey. So now for the dehydrating. Okay, I already dehydrated lemons, and these are apples and bananas. So last night I dehydrated cherry tomatoes, whatever I had in my garden. I had 1 lemon and some bananas, and I find dehydrating so much better. So what you can do with these fruits is you can put them, you can make a little batch of granola, and they're already dehydrated. So you just add them to the granola after the So what I want to do is I want to get a big bag of dehydrated fruit. So a big bag of dehydrated vegetables. So this is the lemons, and these are good to put in your tea. And so no wasting. And then I'll start a little bag. I have a little bag out for my tomatoes. So I just dehydrated everything at 200. And so you can, if you have to go somewhere or you have to sleep, you can take them out and resume dehydrating when you get up. And then I dehydrated 1 pineapple and 1 tomato. Okay, when I went to dehydrate the pineapple, here, I'll get a little piece. This is pretty good. So I could put this in my bread, and since it may not be the most perfect dehydration, I'll keep it in the freezer so it doesn't spoil. And so maybe you see the produce marked down for like a whole pineapple for one person, and you go, yeah, but what am I supposed to do with a whole pineapple? Well, you can freeze it. And what I did was, instead of going to 200 when I put it back in, I put 350, but I thought it's good enough. Pineapple. So I showed you I had a big bag of fruit, but these can be expensive, except that I bought mine at grocery outlet. But why should I do that when I can just dehydrate my own vegetables? And then lemon peels, and then tomatoes out of my garden. And then I harvested some small red peppers. This is coming back for the second year. And this is basil and mint. And so the basil and the mint looks the same, but I can just smell it, and then I'll put them in a container. So my garden harvested quite a bit of stuff for me. All right. Owie. Okay. Why even make pancakes? These are so much more delicious. Okay, now, so bell peppers, tomatoes, small red pepper, peppers, green beans, mint, basil, and turnip. So not this year wasn't too much work, but last year was, because I didn't want to pay for dirt. And so I hauled dirt off the mountain, but I said never again. So every so often I'm just going to buy the cheap bags of dirt and a bag of steer manure. And I have a small garden, so I can do that. Okay, so I want to talk about, so we have bread, cheese, canned fish, and figs or dehydrated fruit, but you can substitute hamburger, chicken, bacon, tuna, cheese, yogurt, kefir, or cottage cheese. So let me give you a shot. Now I want to talk to you guys about, I mentioned to you that I wanted to stockpile a case of food. Like what food? Well, it's going to be food for bread, for fishes, for cheese, or for dehydrated fruit. So that I get used to eating this way. It's cheap, but it's better nutrition too. Now with my fish or my other protein, I could add 3/4 of the plate of some kind of vegetables if I want to. All right, so the stockpile, here it is. This is just a couple of days. And I want to show you what's in there. So I think you guys saw yesterday, I had 5 cans of crab meat, because this is hard to find. I had 5 cans of kipper snacks. I bought this when I did my my senior shopping at Grocery Outlet. And then today I went to Ralph's because I wanted to buy, we'll get into this in a minute, for 88 cents. I wanted to do dollar shopping. So what I discovered is the Kroger brand wild caught tuna or sardines. You can use tuna, you can use shrimp if you hate sardines, but I am forcing myself to eat these. So these are wild caught and they're $1.19. So 2 cans of wild caught tuna and 2 cans of the pink, or 2 packages for $1.05 of the pink salmon. So when you're doing the dollar shopping, when you're getting the produce marked down, you have to shop a little bit to find the stuff. Then they still had these cashews. So these were 49 cents. So I eat about a half a package, and I bought 4 of them for $2. And then they had the this is nut milk. It is macadamia nut milk. And so it's about $1.50. So I decided for 2 of these to count these as two portions. So yesterday I spent $10 and today I spent $9.86. So I had a total of $19, and the total was $19.86, and that is 19 items out of 31. And so the month hasn't started yet. Ralph's and 99-cent only. So once we start learning this, and the thing about this food is it is storable. So, and a lot of it has a long expiration date. Okay, so then I bought these good yogurts. So let's see, I got 2 of the Greek yogurts. I think these are 79 cents each. And then I get the cups too. And I go for 4, but I couldn't find 4 reduced. And then this is almond milk, $1.29, the good stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm buying the wild caught, and I'm buying the best possible quality of food I can. And so the idea, I knew about these because I bought one and I ate it yesterday, is I bought 3 of these. And I watch for these to go on sale. These didn't particularly, I thought they were overpriced at $2.50, but I want to show you something about these. Look at the spreadable cheese. So my idea was to try a little bit on my scone. Especially would have been good if I had, ooh, these look good. Take a look at this. And so this is about 2 ounces of cheese. Yummy. It is garlic, pepperoni, and herb. Use your creative license. Okay. So the idea was to get these snack packs I got 3 of those. And then when I was at Dollar Tree, Ralph's, I did dollar shopping. So I'm pretty well set up for next month. Okay, I have plants, forever plants, aloe vera, mints, basil, grapevines, and red peppers. So let me show you this. And then if you stockpile milk, then if you want to eat cereal, you have milk. Or, you know, you want to make some potato soup, then you have milk. But the main thing you want to do is you want to stockpile and preserve food so that we can go weeks to months without spending. So once you get used to the dehydrating, like if you dehydrate in the oven, I cut all the fruit up right on the cookie sheet and just slipped it in there. And I had one big one, one Dollar Tree one, and then the small one, wherever that went. So and these will be good, you know, for, so get this one. I'm not saying ditch the fry bread, but if you have resources, I would definitely go this way. Also, the thing about this is, if you have tuna fish, if you have peanut butter, if you have small pieces of leftover ham, and you get used to eating this way, or you have some chicken legs left over, and you have some cheese in the freezer, or you have some of this soft cheese, I'll be looking for that. Ralph's has the chubs of soft cheese, and they mark those down. So this is kind of like, if you think about it, bread and meat is kind of like a sandwich. And so if your sandwiches have a lot of nutrition, you can survive. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye now.